Hauser, you certified, licensed, approved, authorized, guaranteed, validated idiot. Before we have this review of chapter 31 of Foreign the Apocalypse, please do me a favor and leave your own thoughts on the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit the little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Now, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I got Pencil here, and here we are to review chapter 31 of Foreign the Apocalypse, which is known as A Real Holy Night. And chapter's cool, but I just want to strangle Hauser. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we'll get into it. Let's just hop straight into it. So this man, Hauser, he is still saucing on this dragon. Essentially, Hauser's bullying the poor mama. Well, to be fair, he's not really. But at the same time, as this dragon's getting up and roars at him, Hauser literally just flies into the air and is like, Super Cyclone, and just instantly just washes the dragon. Like, golly, you gotta realize, with how big that dragon was, this is a massive tornado. This man just conjures instantaneously. And the thing is, it's cool to see that Edlin just straight up didn't know how strong his master was. Like, Donny knows somehow. I mean, probably like Hauser probably defended him in the past or something like that. But in terms of like somehow Edlin not knowing his master was really this strong, like, you're lucky that Hauser had a Loki redemption arc and didn't just come in with like murderous intent. Because Edlin, from what I've seen, bro, you would have been annihilated by this man. But regardless of that, we get to see that the main reason he's this strong is because he fought and survived against the Demon Clan 16 years ago. And like, while entirely accurate, he also fought against the Fairy Clan and Giant Clan. But regardless of that, it's like, y'all realize there are some fodder Demon Clan members out there too, right? Like, I hate to say it, but Hauser wasn't going up against any commandment level threat. Sure, he was going up against Albions, Gray Demons, Red Demons, but I don't know. I feel like at this rate, like, I'm gonna need some more proof before I see Hauser being like this top tier threat. If he's still around the same power level that he was last series, that's kind of concerning. I'm not gonna lie. But regardless of that, Hauser has just instantly decimated, dominated, dragonated the dragon. And the thing is, we get to see that Hauser, now that he's like completely sober and has his own little character arc, he's back to normal. He's checking on his kids, both Edlin and Donny, and everyone's so happy to see it. And the thing is, as Anne is like complimenting Hauser's true unbelievable power against that mighty beast, we get to see that Percival just instantly fanboys out over Hauser. He's like, whoa, wow, Holy Knights are amazing. I want to be one too. Let me join you. How do I become one? Tell me. And he just jumps Hauser with his whole bunch of clones. And it's cool to see that, because I guess this really is the first context that Percival has for a Holy Knight that isn't trying to kill him, but is also still super powerful. Like, I'm pretty sure he knows that his dad is a Holy Knight, but he's just once again on that mental block type energy. Like, he may be, but he's not actually though. Like, the Holy Knight's going to be that cruel, right? Like, he's questioning himself. So seeing Hauser, like an actual good person, be this strong and protecting them like that, I think it's really cool to give him a positive example. Which is why it would have been great if Hauser became like the pseudo mentor to Percival and stuff like that. Maybe he joined the crew. Maybe Edlin joined the crew. But it's an entire possibility that could still happen. It's not like the end of the chapter deconfirms. Regardless of that, we're gonna keep moving forward. And the thing is, we get to see that Percival is like interested in copying Hauser's magic. And it's weird to say, but this seems like a bit of foreshadowing. Like, we already know Percival's magic can like absorb and mimic the properties of other magic, but I wonder if he could like straight up manifest other magics without the need for like an external source. Because every other time we've seen Percival like adapt the characteristics of magic, it's because his magic sort of acts like a sponge that captures magic that's fired at it and he launches it back out. But I wonder if like he develops his power enough, he can sort of mimic the properties of other magic rather than simply having to rely on external sources. If so, I can't wait to see him do that, and I feel like this may be lightweight foreshadowing for that, with how deeply invested he is in these motions, and like naming all of Hauser's super moves. And like, I know it's an anime thing, but whenever it's just referenced that these characters are just screaming out their attacks as they do them, it always tickles me, because it's like, oh yeah, Hauser really did scream Super Cyclone like it was the coolest thing ever. Like, I don't know, that always makes me laugh. Then we get to see that Percival, with his super long title, he completely praises Hauser, like, yo, can I be as strong as you one day? Which kind of like I'm just trying to think, where does Hauser scale to Ironside. Like, he should scale, like, at least a little bit. No. Because we know both Hauser and Ironside at their full power do scale above Percival. But now, like, I need to see the Ironside versus Hauser matchup. Like, how much of a debuff was Nasian's poison? I need to know. And how much of a debuff was being drunk. Like, I need to... Nakaba, give it to me. Give it to me. Because the thing is, Hauser straight up mentions, well, I know you want to be as strong as me, but there are tons of guys better than me. And by tons, I mean the 7 Deadly Sins, Arthur, possibly Gil Thunder, though I feel like these two are probably still relative. I don't think Grimoire ever became stronger than Hauser. Off the top of the Domer, I mean, there are Demon Clan members out there. He says guys, doesn't say like Holy Knights in particular. But even that, actually, not really, because that's just like Zeldris. And maybe Gelda? Yeah, there aren't many strong beings left out. And honestly, after seeing Cursed by Light, Mael, without that grace, is not up there anymore. That man's kind of fodder. But I'm sitting here like, I'm not entirely like grasping the situation right now. Like, how many, he says tons. I feel like it should be tens. But regardless of that, we move on to see that the little dragon is up and about. And honestly, that front-facing shot of this dragon unnerves me. Like, I know why it's like that, but seeing, like, the inside of its mouth flaps from the side and seeing its weird teeth, like, it's a cool shot seeing Nasian's, I was about to say Hauser, Nasian, Sin, and the dragon. But, I don't know, something about that dragon just throws me off. But then we get to see that the dragon has gone over to its mama and is like, wait, Mom, you good? You alive? And the funny thing is, this dragon has never met its mama before. It just sees another of its kind and is like, you gotta be mama. So, and it's cool to see that Hauser, once again, he didn't like go all out. Like, this man was one-shotting red and gray demons in the war 16 years ago. But he didn't instantly annihilate this ancient dragon because he wanted to keep it alive. And the thing is, Hauser is on a massive forgiving streak right now. I guess he's assuming everyone gets redemption arcs because he blames the idea that the ancient dragon only attacked a town like as it did and like annihilated all of Kant simply because his child was taken. It was like, it wasn't bothering nobody. It was Edlin who went and aggravated it, and now it's like, oh well, time for a case of the mass murder. Like, that's not the dragon's fault. Come on now, anyone will react like that. That's totally reasonable. So to see that is like, to see that Hauser spared the dragon's life off of that alone, that's fine. And the thing is, he's still ready to be like, hey, if it does decide to go all O-path on another town, I'll be right there waiting and watching for it. I'm prepared at all costs. And I do like how Hauser is not just like influencing Percival to want to be a holy knight or like giving good holy knight vibes to just Percival. He's actually giving it to everybody. Like, even Nasians has this look of like exaltation. Like, and for some reason, despite being a big holy knight fan, is not praising Hauser. She's being a hater, I'm guessing. But even Nasian's a person who we've seen has had like stunted character reactions before. Like, reactions to other characters are not necessarily Nasian's thing, but even he has this like smile of admiration and stuff on his face. And we get to see Edlin is like, well, it's time to take my leave. He's like, I'm a wanted man. You're a holy knight. You're definitely going to arrest me because I literally just caused the death and destruction of an entire town. Well, to be fair, maybe not the death, but even still, he did destroy a whole bunch of people's homes after kicking them out of their residence. So he definitely is a wanted man. And then we get to see that Hauser like seriouses up a bit. He's like, so you're going to forget about all that hurting and, whoa, you're going to forget all about hurting that dragon in this town and just lay low for a while? And then Edlin's like, all right then, I guess you're going to arrest me. I guess I'll hold that. But then we get to see Hauser. I guess you can call it tough love, but like, Hauser, this is the second one of your surrogate sons that you have assaulted, bro. Like, I don't know what you're doing, bro. Like, he literally knocks Edlin so hard. He puts Edlin on a spin cycle how hard he hits that man. But as Edlin lands, he punched him in his mouth too. What is Hauser? What is with you in just assaulting children? Because they're all still kids. Hauser, you're a full-grown man. Stop assaulting these kids. Then we get to see that Edlin is like, Master, you don't understand how I feel. You don't know the pain I feel inside. That guy with the singing channel. But regardless of that, we get to see that Hauser's like, you're right. I don't know how you feel. But you're just like Donny, aren't you? You're ashamed you didn't have enough magic force to be a holy knight, so you gave up on decency and pulled this mess, huh? And it's cool to see how, like, through Hauser's eyes being opened up about Donny, he's more willing to forgive Edlin, even though comparatively, I'm not like, I guess no one died. That's the nice way of putting it. And Edlin was an upstanding dude, but he did literally level an entire town with a dragon. Like, I feel like Donny running away to be a circus troupe member and like accidentally saving a whole bunch of people's lives alongside his new friends is way better than running people out of house and home, working with a band of robbers, and like harassing a dragon and getting that dragon to accidentally destroy the entire town. Like, I don't know. I'll let it slide because I like Edlin. I like Edlin's design and I like his possible character arc. That is interesting. But then we get to see that even Donny is like a little bit shocked, because he didn't even expect Edlin to have the same motivation he did. He just thought Edlin was like, well, shoot, I don't really care about being a holy knight anymore. So to see that even Donny's eyes can be opened wider to this perspectives of his friends, and see how he still aligns with this friend that he thought he had changed and gone against a long time ago. That's really, really cool. I like how Nakaba's like letting these two characters almost act as pure mirrors for each other. And it would have been great if we got to see these two like travel for a while and like catch up and then see what they can do with each other and see how they can take both of their non-offensive magics and maybe combine them together, maybe like make illusions of solid objects being risen into the air to like trick people and stuff like that. That'd be great to see. That'd be amazing. I can't wait to see Nakaba do it. And the thing is, Hauser is like, don't worry, the Holy Knight doesn't have a Holy Knight doesn't need power to hurt people. You can just use your power to help people. That's what matters the most. And we get to see that Hauser extends his hand and just declares he'll train Edlin up from scratch. He's ready to give that man the rework. He's ready to install the new data into him. Obviously, this is a hard reboot to the system. Man's back to factory settings. It's time to get him fixed up. And Edlin breaks down in tears, and he just lunges and hugs his master. Is Edlin an orphan? I feel like Edlin's an orphan. He has to be an orphan at this point. So this is essentially his surrogate father saying, don't worry, I'll readopt you. And I'm so happy for him. And the thing is, Donny's like super happy of his uncle, and yeah, it's confirmed. Anne's just being a hater, like for no reason. Anne's just being a complete hater, probably because he's an official holy knight and she wants to be a holy knight, but she's nowhere near his level and thusly nowhere near any like holy knight standard. So it'd be like that when it'd be like that sometimes. And then we get to see. I love Percival. Like, I'm not gonna lie, though I do find his childish character a little annoying at times, I still do love this little funny man, because he's instantly, the moment that Hauser just had on the same page with Nasia, the moment that Hauser just had with Edlin on that very same page, he does with Nasia. It's just because he found it so cool. And then we get to see that Hauser apologizes for domestic abuse and proceeds to give back Dragon Handle. And the thing is, we get to see that Donny also feels bad, because he's like, well, I did kind of just like leave without a word. I didn't give you any explanation. I sort of just left. That's my fault too. And the thing is, Donny reveals that the main reason he ran away is because his mom, a woman that I guess we get to see a little bit of her here in this flashback, but like, Hauser, when did you have a sister? Please inform me. I just don't remember this at all. Please. And I'm afraid we may never get an answer based on how this chapter ends. Like, I was hoping we get at least like some more flashback or some explanation to when Hauser developed a sister. This woman doesn't even look like either of his parents either. Like, I have no idea who this lady is. Regardless of that, she told Donny to live out his share of life alongside hers. So the reason Donny ran away is because he figured he was too weak to be a combatant holy knight, and thusly he just wanted to live a long and safe life so he could, like, in a way, do what his mother wanted him to do by staying safe and living freely and stuff like that, which is a sad but still cool motivation. But then we get to see that it's literally just that, like, he just didn't want to like risk his life like that. But now that he has his own little friend group, he's like, he wants to be a holy knight who lives for his friends. And like, this series is already remarkably dark. I'm not gonna lie, there are multiple points in this series I've been like, whoa, Nakaba, where was this in the original Seven Deadly Sins when we were working with adult characters? But like, seeing these nice little happy friendship moments are probably like, seeing these fade away with time. Ooh, we're just gonna I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy it. This is gonna sound like a hot take automatically, but the way that Four Knights of the Apocalypse is beginning and the way the darker themes are already being melded into the narrative as soon as chapter 1, I feel like by endgame I may end up liking Four Knights of the Apocalypse more than I like Seven Deadly Sins, like as a whole. Even if Seven Deadly Sins may end up having characters I like more, but who knows? We're only 30 chapters in, 31 chapters in. Like, this man, Nakaba, has a whole world of adventure that he could still go into, and I can't wait to see him do it. And then the thing is, Hauser, as he goes to hand back Dragon Handle to Donny, he's like, yo, as long as you carry this piece of the cloth from eternal darkness, you better expect that Arthur's forces are going to pursue you tooth and nail. And Donny gets instantly re-inspired of his fear, going back into a coward. And Hauser's just like, okay, here you go. I love that Hauser just warned his nephew, like, all right, you better be a holy knight with his friends that can protect you or something, because Arthur's team is a menace. And honestly, like, Arthur has got to be bound to Camelot by some magical means. Why doesn't Merlin go out there, though? Like, honestly, unless another 7 Deadly Sins level fighter pulled up, I don't think that Merlin would have much trouble just being like, all right, I'm here, all right, I'm gone, and then being done with it. Like, I know these kids are probably pretty hard to sense because they're not that strong, but at the same time, like, she could have just teleported straight to Ironside in that moment when he was fighting. But the thing is, we do know that apparently they are in a full-scale war now. It was sort of like, I thought maybe Leonis and Camelot were like taking pot shots at each other, but not actually in like a full-fledged war. But the way Hauser describes it here is that the Dragon Handle is like literally the turning point to the entire war. Like, if they get their hands on Dragon Handle, then it's basically a good GG for Leonis, and thusly they cannot let that happen. And once again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm assuming it's just that Big Papa Meliodas himself will get sealed away, because honestly, he's legitimately the only reasonable threat to Arthur. And even then, like, if we're going with EOS Meliodas, like the one who gave up the Demon King power, I feel like Arthur should bolo that man. But there's got to be some reason that Arthur literally just can't appear on the battlefield with his mastered chaos powers and just go, all right, I'm going to destroy it all, and just instantly do that. But then we get to see that Donny is now too afraid to keep it, and Percival decides that he'll carry it. And we get to see a moment that I admittedly wasn't expecting, the revival of the blade. And it's revealed that Hauser does, like, he does have memories from his dad, because his dad is a blacksmith, and thus he's making a sword. So he's just making a blade out of Dragon Handle. And the thing is, we get to see that Percival this is his first, like, real sword. And it's literally like a perfected sword. Like, I think it's legit the exact same. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's quite literally almost the exact same blade that Meliodas had. It's just the completed sword. It's just that the attaching piece of, like, the thing that attaches the hilt to the blade is designed a bit differently. And it's really cool to see that Percival has this, but at the same time, we'll get into Hauser's, like, certified idiocy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the end of this chapter, not only, like, seeing the pure confirmation that Hauser is not going to watch over these kids, and we also get the pure confirmation that Edlin is not going to join the gang, even temporarily. Alright, so let me get into the problems with this chapter. Like, that's literally it. Like, I love this chapter on, like, a character perspective from multiple angles. I love Donny's development. I love Hauser's development. I love Edlin's development. I love the new, like, drive to live that all these characters have. I love that Percival now has his own blade and Dragon Handle. I like the whole idea that the gang is, like, grown close over this moment, and Donny himself is developed while still sticking to his major character traits. I love all that. That's all great, cool, buttery, spicy. I appreciate it. Give me more, please, Nakaba-sama. But the thing I do have a problem with is Hauser. Like, unless there's, like, a panel I missed of Hauser talking to Sin, and Sin revealing, hey, don't worry, I'm actually, like, secretly super strong, and I'm just training these kids. Like, don't worry, you don't have to come with us. I got this. Like, if I got a moment like that, or even just, like, a solidarity, like, a look between the two that established something like that, then I'd be way more comfortable with this decision. But Hauser, you literally just explained yourself how these kids are now holding the final piece of something that could legitimately turn the tide of this new war against Camelot. Like, this thing alone could end up just annihilating the entire stance you have by sealing away Meliodas. Like, what? Like, why are you not, you yourself, escorting this to the kingdom? You gotta have, like, a teleport bead or something. Like, there should be no reason that you're trusting these kids that you can obviously see are weaker than you, like, by a wide margin. Like, both Percival, the strongest member of their group, is fodder in comparison to you, and you know for a fact that Arthur's forces are going to pursue them tooth and nail. Like, for what reason would you not escort them? Like, I know Kant has to be rebuilt and stuff like that. You need to retrain Edlin, but you're going to take him back to Leonis to retrain, I assume. So why don't you just say, hey, Taizu, I'm sorry, it sucks to suck. Rebuild Kant on your own, but this is really, really important. I need to go take care of this. Like, I don't get Hauser's thought process in this moment. Because it's like, oh, super dangerous artifact that could ruin the world as we know it. I'll leave with a whole bunch of kids. Like, I know he trusts Donnie's development, and I know he trusts Percival, apparently, but that just seemed dumb. Like, that was the hard, stupid decision. And the thing is, that's not, like, I get why Edlin didn't join the group, and I get why Hauser didn't join the group. Narratively, it would start to make the group a bit too crowded, and like the character dynamics we have so far, even with just Sylvain, Sin, Percival, Donnie, and Nasian, it's a kind of a crowded group. But even still, I feel like narratively, it makes no sense for Hauser to let this piece wander off this bunch of kids that he only knows one of. And the one person he does know isn't even actually going to hold Dragon Handle. He just made a sword for this random kid who's fodder to him. And they're going to get pursued by the Four Knights. Not the Four Knights. He's going to get pursued by Arthur's Knights. Like, Hauser, what was the strat there, bro? And Nakaba, I get it. You have this hard bias of keeping characters from the last series like a major part of the story. Like, you started with Dolores, pretty much. No, technically you started all the way back with Cats, but you start with Cats, then you leap to Dolores, then you leap to, well, technically no, I'm pretty sure we got like all new characters in the little mini Anna arc, and here we had Hauser. So I get why you may have kept them separately, but like I don't get leaving Edlin out. Like, bro, he was such a cool character, dog. Imagine the interactions he could have had with Don. Like, that seems like wasted character potential, but who knows? Maybe something's gonna come back. Like, I know Edlin's like a minor villain or something like that in Arthurian mythology. I know that. But at the same time, it's like, darn it, Nakaba, like, please, just give me what I want, man. Just give me what I want. But that's it. Those are my thoughts on the chapter. Other than that, the chapter is like, it's still a solid 10 out of 10. Like, I have issues with the fact that Edlin and Hauser didn't join the group, and I have issues with the fact that Hauser just trusts these kids. But other than that, this chapter, purely in a character perspective, purely in an art perspective, all that, still super good, still super solid. Some of Nakaba's best work, obviously. Man, I just say I'm a little disappointed. But those are my thoughts. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.